Alex, good to see you. This is Ryan Herbst, Chief Strategist with UnifiedCommunications. We are live from InfoComm 2025. This is day 3 in sunny Orlando. Alex, great to have you here with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, Ryan.
Yes. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about what you do for Logitech before we get started.
Yeah, so I get to work in our alliances group, which means that we manage our global alliance with Microsoft. So everything from product engineering all the way to how we bring these products to market and get them in the hands of customers. That's what my team overall gets to work on. And I have a lot of esteemed colleagues working on this. It's a big mission. But yeah, that's where we sit in the organization.
It's been an exciting couple of days. I think part of what we're seeing is that this messaging and really this kind of mad dash to creating a AI-powered workplace, really kind of weaving together all of the goodness that exists, not for the future, but what we can do today. Like if we're doing rooms and we're doing phone with Microsoft and we've invested in some M365 Copilot, we're pushing out Copilot chat to everyone, and we're building some agents, and we like Microsoft Places, and like all of those are really interesting and unique discussions on their own. But as we begin to kind of weave that story together, how it begins to impact the daily lives of people is one of the most interesting concepts I think people are really, really striving for. Logitech has a very broad portfolio and relationship and product line specifically focused around Microsoft. And so, yeah, maybe start with kind of how you think about AI-powered workplace and how Logitech's kind of lineup fits in, because this is not just in the meeting room, this is outside of the meeting room, this is at home.
Yeah, it is a really big place to be. So the AI-powered workplace is sort of Copilot teams and places. And Logitech has been in the business of helping people to unlock productivity and to get the most out of their time and their efforts for a long, long time. Our partnership with Microsoft has been really close for 40 years. We actually created one of the first mice in the original days of the PC computing world, and since then it's been a wild journey together. So as we sort of think about AI, we have a lot of really cool tool sets that we integrate with. We have a lot of really cool tools that we integrate into our products themselves. And there's a lot of stuff that we're doing behind the scenes to make sure that our customers are getting the most out of their investments. So across the portfolio, you're going to see a lot of audio innovation. We think that really high quality audio is critical to getting the most out of AI. I think it was maybe Microsoft's Work Trends Index in 2025, their latest update said that 43% of the value that customers are measuring out of Copilot investments is actually from the intelligent meeting recap. And that's not even including facilitator coming to Teams rooms. And that means that high quality audio is critical. So we're going to be doing a lot in that space to continue leading there. But you're also going to see just certified experiences at the keyboard. So keyboards with a Copilot key, Options Plus, our software to extend the capability with recipes for Copilot and extensibility around that. So you can build macros or call your favorite prompts with a press of a button on your mouse. So I think there's a wide portfolio from Logitech: keyboards, mice, docking stations, headsets, room devices. And we're trying to figure out what can we do to enable people to AI, people to people within Teams, and of course, people to their workplace with booking tools.
It's really powerful. And I think certainly from a customer perspective, the more they can do with a fewer number of vendors, the easier this journey becomes. And so the fact that they can do things like rooms with Logitech, but they're also can do a hot desk or do something out in terms of work from home. And then there's some interesting things around insights and analytics and sensors, and all of this becomes easier to do with a fewer number of partners than having to do it piecemeal.
Yeah, it's a big world, and as we look kind of outside of the traditional meeting room, there was this thought that the way that we're going to interconnect people is with hardware, and so we started picking and choosing a 4K camera here and a codec there. Then we kind of moved into a solutions approach where it's like, yeah, we've got bundles of kind of single vendor solutions that deliver a Teams room. And so you can choose it small, medium, or large, and maybe that fits your needs. But I think we're moving into an era where it's a lot more complicated, and we try to make it simple, but the needs from our customers include: how do I measure the health scoring of the air in the workspace that these rooms exist inside of? And are there tools that can overlay that data with my call health reporting and my device health reporting. So Logitech Spot is one of the devices we showcased here at the show. That's an environmental sensor. It's an IoT device, and it pairs really nicely with our schedulers to do auto book and release for meeting rooms, but it also lets you overlay health analytics for your spaces right in the sync portal, which is the same single lens to manage all your Logitech devices, rooms, hot desks, work from home peripherals, everything in one place.
Sensor is big, and I know one of the historic challenges around sensor has just been, we got to get a PoE cable to all these spots or some sort of cabling. Yeah, it is. I know Spot is approaching this kind of differently. What's the thought? What's the process? How easy is it for me to go push out some of these sensors?
Yeah, we want it to be simple to deploy, manage, and also we want it to be sustainable. So you're going to hear that up from a lot across our portfolio. With Spot, we decided that we would use a battery. And that battery in particular, because of the way we've engineered the device to be extremely low power consumption, lasts for 4 years. And so it'll actually report you proactively before you get to that 4 years to say, hey, I need you to come and change me. But we use Bluetooth Low Energy, and we use LoRaWAN, which is a really nice tool for an encrypted wide area network, enterprise grade, single point egress to your network, to be able to deliver these Spot devices all over your facility, a couple of kilometers, lots of floors, potentially thousands of devices. But again, single point egress, power, you don't have to run cables and put them everywhere. It's just as easy as a battery. Peel and stick it to the wall and you're done.
Super easy. Shifting gears to the personal side, I know one of Logitech's recent announcements relates to that kind of annoying USB dongle that takes up either my only or one of my two USB ports. We're certainly getting devices these days that have a lot less than they used to.
Yes.
And tell us about that. I know historically, to be able to make it a team certified device and for it to do the things that I needed it to do, I had to plug in that dongle, but that story has changed.
It has. So first and foremost, kudos to our friends at Microsoft for creating this native Bluetooth specification for headsets. We jumped straight in. We believe in making this a simpler experience, and that means, let's kick the dongle to the side. How many times have we lost one that we really need? And so our Zone Wireless 2 was the first headset, and Zone 305 is, of course, certified for Teams and Teams native Bluetooth. So that's the second headset in the world available under this architecture. It took a lot of work, but with Bluetooth, you're now able to have mute sync on your headset. You're able to have the Teams button functionality, and there's a lot more that we can do with this expanded protocol in that space.
Anything else on the personal side that you guys are excited about here at the show, or something that maybe some of the folks out there have not seen or heard about yet?
Yeah, we've got an incredible lineup of keyboards and mice, docking stations. Our Logidock Flex is a desk booking experience, works with Teams Panel and Microsoft Places. So that's a really nice tool. It's an all-in-one docking station with a booking experience. We launched our Signature Slim Combo wired, which is nice for those spaces where you don't necessarily want wireless, you don't have to recharge. And so for those, especially in the hoteling use case, that hot desking, where they want wired keyboard and mouse, that's a really nice solution. So our Signature Slim wired was there at the booth this whole week. So yeah, a lot of experiences there. It's a massive portfolio, but it's definitely, hopefully, something that we can continue to offer the depth that our customers need to meet all of their users' needs across the workplace.
Well, we certainly know on the room side that Logi has been on this journey with Microsoft as long as anyone, and that continues. Maybe just to talk for a moment, part of what we hear from customers, there's a whole spectrum, obviously, of what people are looking to do. One of the constraints has been, and this is in particular as you get to either smaller spaces, or if we still have some kind of up in the air decisions relating to kind of real estate, the idea of being able to kind of move really, really fast at a lower price point. Another big constraint has just been labor, what it costs to go in and deploy these rooms. So if it's great that I might be able to go find a $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 room system, but if I've got to pay $2,000 to $3,000 to deploy that, it makes it a little hard when we need to go address, let's say the last 300 or 400 rooms that are our smallest and don't necessarily have as much kind of attention to some of our specialty and executive spaces. So talk just for a moment about the Express install concept And maybe even how Rally Board kind of is maybe, and that whole idea also fits really well into this idea of just things I can pull out of a box, or things that I can have a partner like UnifiedCommunications come in and maybe do 20 rooms a day instead of 2. I love that.
Yeah, the express install concept from Microsoft, I think is something that we believe strongly in. The idea is that you really want to be able to deploy a Teams room quickly and without a huge amount of specialty wrapped around that. You don't need carpenters and electricians to completely rewire a room to get it done. Express install, the promise is that these systems, whether it's furniture all the way to the hardware itself, can all be deployed within 20 minutes. So that's what we've done. Our first partnership that we announced in this space was with Heckler Designs. We made a cart as well as a tabletop solution alongside Heckler that ships in flat packed. It comes out of the box, no tools required. Everything snaps together and goes together by hand. We deploy that with a Teams room on Android or on Windows from Logitech, and the entire solution can come together in about 20 minutes or less. So that's incredible. And when you look beyond that, you want like a brand new product from Rallyboard 65, which is AI powered, super premium, excellent all-in-one. The ability to just roll this into the room, set it on a table, or mount it to the wall, whether you're on a cart, table mount, or wall mount, is really promising. It's an all-in-one device. You do your enrollment with Microsoft Teams, and you're up and running in just a matter of minutes.
Yeah, and I know lastly, your management and sync portal, it's kind of tying all of this together. I know for us, certainly as a partner, having a single pane of glass and not just having something that can see rooms, but being able to move personal devices and sensors like Spot, having Rally Board, having all of that in a single view, and a view that can be managed not just by customer, but by partners, so that access can be delegated to us, and we can help manage the load and help make sure that as they scale with rooms, that they're not having to add tons of staff. They can offload some of those responsibilities to us. But I guess the last question would be just around kind of how Logitech is thinking about conceptually the role of something like Sync.
Yeah, Sync is a really incredible platform. When I think about what could I do in Sync that I can't do in other platforms, whether it's the Pro Portal or other tools, it really, for me, crystallizes around the behaviors of those devices and the spaces. So you're able to make really smart decisions about whether something is going to be framing a certain way, or at what speed does it need to track the active speaker, or how aggressive should the noise cancellation really be in a space. But you can go so much further than just the management ecosystem. We've added things like our remote UI access, which allows you on a Teams rooms on Android to access that room and to actually interact with everything. So if it's a dual screen with a rally bar and a tap, you can actually see the rendering of both of those screens. You can see the tap. You can click the buttons and interact, which means if you're just helping someone start their call, you don't have to go to the room. If you're troubleshooting what's going on before you initiate a ticket, you can do all of that. So all that's available in Sync. And then from there, you can also, we know that you're going to have an issue at some point. And you can generate your ticket from Sync as well and track your tickets, get all of your support there. We think it's awesome. There's only so much that software can do. And so you really need some incredible partners there to help you with that as well. And so I think that's something that you guys do really, really well. So I want to thank you for y'all's partnership.
We've integrated Sync into our Global View product that we've launched here, which is a tool that shows customers end-to-end from concept and discussion about a particular space through its iteration, proposal, deployment, and then into its support world, tied into Sync. And so, we really appreciate having those tools available to help our mutual customers. Alex, it's been a ton of fun. Always great to see you. And hope you have we're wrapping up a couple more hours here, but safe travels back, and thanks for the partnership.
We made it to the last day. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Cheers.